In recent times, the landscape of Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA payments has been anything but predictable. But now, big changes are on the horizon. President Trump's latest executive order could completely shift the way seniors, veterans, and those with disabilities interact with their benefits in the coming months. If you've been trying to stay ahead of the game and understand what's truly happening with Social Security and federal payments, you'll want to hear this. For years, Social Security has been a lifeline for millions of Americans, but recent economic shifts, along with the growing national deficit, have left many wondering what's next for their monthly checks. This new executive order addresses some of the most pressing concerns. Will Social Security continue to be adequately funded, and how will changes affect your benefits? If you rely on SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, the impact could be even more direct. But this isn't just about the future, it's about right now. In this video, we'll break down exactly what this executive order means for you. We are not talking about vague promises or political jargon, but real, actionable insights. From potential increases in payment amounts to changes in eligibility and adjustments in how payments are processed, we are diving into the nitty-gritty details that matter most. So, if you're looking for clarity on how these new developments will affect your wallet and your future, stay tuned. It's time to understand how this order could reshape the benefits system as you know it, and what steps you can take today to protect your financial well-being. With the clock ticking on federal payments and benefits adjustments, there's no time to waste in getting the facts straight. Now, let's take a closer look at exactly what President Trump's executive order means for Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, and federal payments. This isn't just a technical piece of legislation. It's a potential game changer for millions of Americans who depend on these crucial programs to make ends meet. If you're someone who relies on Social Security for your income, or if you're receiving SSI, SSDI, or VA payments, this executive order could directly impact your monthly check. Understanding how and why this is happening is key to ensuring you're not caught off guard by changes that could affect your financial future. First, let's break down what the executive order actually says. Essentially, Trump's executive order is a direct response to the financial pressures the government is facing, particularly in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. With so many Americans out of work, the economy in a state of flux, and government expenditures rising due to emergency spending, the president has taken action to address the ongoing challenges many seniors and vulnerable groups are facing. One of the most immediate changes outlined in the order involves an extension of benefits and a potential adjustment in how payments are distributed. This change could provide short-term relief to seniors and people with disabilities who have found themselves under financial strain. For example, under the new executive order, there's a possibility of increased monthly payments for those who qualify. While this is certainly a positive shift, it's also important to understand that the executive order isn't a blank check. The increase in payments isn't guaranteed for everyone, and the eligibility criteria are likely to be specific. The best course of action is to stay informed and prepared, so you'll know if you're affected and if you'll see any additional benefits coming your way in the near future. But it doesn't stop there. This executive order also tackles some of the underlying issues that have been creating roadblocks for many Social Security recipients and veterans. If you've ever dealt with delays in your payments or encountered confusion over the eligibility process, you know how frustrating it can be. The order outlines new steps aimed at simplifying the application process for both Social Security and VA benefits, which could mean less red tape and a smoother experience overall. The goal here is to make sure you're not left waiting for months or even years just to receive what you've earned, and to eliminate the confusion that often surrounds eligibility. Another important aspect of the executive order is its focus on bolstering the financial security of Social Security itself. We've all heard the concerns about the long-term viability of Social Security. Will it be around for future generations? Will the program face cuts or face even more challenges as the population continues to age? While the executive order doesn't fully resolve all of these concerns, it's an important step in ensuring that the program remains sustainable for years to come. In particular, the order calls for actions that will help shore up the Social Security Trust Fund, which is essential to ensuring the continued payment of benefits. This is an area that's been a source of concern for many, and the fact that the president is addressing it head-on is a sign that the government is taking these issues seriously. Now, let's talk about the specific programs affected by this executive order. Social Security is the most well-known, but there are several other programs that provide crucial financial assistance to seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities. If you rely on Supplemental Security Income SSI, for example, you may be wondering how this order will impact you. SSI is a program designed to provide financial assistance to those who are elderly, blind, or disabled and have little to no income. Under the new executive order, there's a possibility that SSI recipients could see their payments increase or at least be protected from future cuts. For many people who rely on SSI as their primary source of income, this change could be a lifesaver. Similarly, if you receive SSDI Social Security Disability Insurance, the executive order could have a major impact. SSDI provides financial support to people who are unable to work due to a disability. This could include individuals with chronic health conditions, injuries, or illnesses that make it impossible for them to maintain steady employment. For SSDI recipients, the executive order could lead to expanded benefits or an easier path to qualifying for these payments. This is important because, like other forms of government assistance, SSDI is vital for those who are unable to earn a living due to their health conditions. Veterans are another group who will be paying close attention to the changes outlined in the executive order. If you're a veteran receiving VA benefits, you may be wondering if this executive order will improve your situation. For many veterans, their VA benefits are essential for supporting themselves and their families. The executive order is expected to address some of the unique challenges that veterans face, such as delayed payments and difficulty accessing the benefits they're entitled to. By streamlining the process and allocating more resources to the VA system, this order aims to make sure that veterans can get the help they need without unnecessary delays. One of the key factors that will affect all of these groups, whether you're a Social Security recipient, a veteran, or someone on SSI or SSDI, is the timing of these changes. While the executive order has already been signed, the actual implementation of the changes may take some time. The government is still working out the details, and there may be delays or adjustments along the way. That's why it's so important to stay informed. If you rely on Social Security or any other government benefit, you need to be prepared for changes, even if they don't happen immediately. There's also the question of how these changes will be funded. As with any major federal initiative, the question of cost is always at the forefront. The increased payments, changes in eligibility, and streamlined processes all come with a price tag, and it's unclear how the government plans to cover these costs. Some of the funding may come from a reduction in other areas, while other sources could include borrowing or reallocating funds from different federal programs. As a recipient of these benefits, it's important to understand that while you may see an increase in your payment amount, the long-term sustainability of these programs depends on the government's ability to manage costs effectively. If you're wondering how you can prepare for these changes, the best advice is to stay connected to reliable sources of information. This means keeping an eye on updates from the Social Security Administration, the Department of Veterans Affairs, and other government agencies that oversee these programs. It also means talking to a financial advisor who can help you navigate any changes to your income or benefits. The more you understand about how these changes will affect you, the better prepared you'll be to handle them. In conclusion, while the executive order signed by President Trump is still in the early stages, it represents a significant step forward in addressing the challenges faced by millions of Americans who rely on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits. Whether you're concerned about potential payment increases, changes to eligibility, or the long-term viability of these programs, it's important to stay informed and prepared for what's coming. As more details emerge about the order's implementation, be sure to keep yourself updated so that you can make informed decisions about your financial future.